What's going on YouTube? My name is Tony, and today I wanted to give you a brief overview on the Odyssey flight case for the Numark NS6 Itch controller. That's the Serato Itch controller. Here's the case. It's pretty kick-ass, very nice. It's not too bulky, so I was very happy about that. Although it is a little big, but you know, it works out perfect. This is your classic chrome on black look, and there is a black label version which is murdered out, which is stealth, you know, all black. The corners, the steel, everything's black on it. And I was debating getting that one versus this one, but I ended up wanting to keep all my gear kind of uniform, as you can see on my Ableton rig. That's the cover for my road ready case for my turntables, and over here I have my turntable rig. So I just wanted to keep it kind of uniform. So pretty much everything you would expect from Odyssey or road ready. You got your chrome ball corners, similar to the road ready case here. Your ball corners, your butterfly latches. There it is. Butterfly wings right there. There is a few things though I did want to point out for you guys that are looking for a case for your controller. Couple things to keep in mind. So let me set down my Galaxy for a second and remove the cover. Okay, there you have it. You're looking at the glide board where you would put your laptop on this thing. You got gray carpet, similar to the old school Cerwin Vega carpet that you would find on the speakers. You got two access holes for your cabling. They did not include a plastic cap to finish off the hole. Would have been nice, but not a big deal. You have a nice glide to the board. You do have to be careful though, because this board is meant to remove. You could detach it. So if you're a little careless and you throw you push the board too fast, you're risking it coming off the rails. Okay, so there is a little plate right here in the rear of the case. If you were to tighten it down, there's a nut and bolt there. You would really have to tighten this down very tight, because this plate is very flimsy, and as you can see, there's not a stop behind it. So yeah, this could have been designed a little better to hold in place. So what happens is, when you open your glide board, on the front here there's another screw and nut there, or nut and bolt, that would catch on the plate back here, preventing the board from sliding out. Okay, another thing to take note of is that when transporting this unit, you do have to wedge something between the NS6 and the glide board. I saw a video for the NS7 for their glide case, and included was these rubber round foam balls that were used to wedge in between the glide board and the NS6, which would have been perfect for this unit. So it did not come in my package. I don't know if it was supposed to or not, but you know, you got to keep that in mind. You got to wedge the unit down, because although there is 8 rubber pads, that's 2 on each corner, that hold the unit in and prevents the NS6 from sliding back and forth, there isn't anything holding it down. So there was 2 styrofoam strips right here that are Velcro that were included. You could probably use that to wedge this glide board, but it's kind of rough. To be honest with you, you probably, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable using those strips for wedging the unit. I would probably go with some socks rolled up into a ball you know, 2 on each side and 2 on the back, and that should do it. Okay, so in the back of the unit, excuse the mess, I haven't cleaned out my cabling yet. We have plenty of room to connect to the various outputs on the NS6. You have room to put a power strip in there, and included is roughly 1.25 inch hole right here, so you can see the power cord going through. You know, pretty adequate for running your power cable, your XLRs, RCAs, what have you. And on the bottom, there's a Odyssey logo there, which is a plate. If you're not using the hole, you could just slide this over to cover the hole and attach the screw again, and that's it, you're done. So pretty nice. Okay, also in the front there we have a V-cut detachable panel, which is right here, comes off real easy and gives you access to your headphone jacks, your headphone levels, and your fader starts. And on the bottom there, as you can see, the NS6 is resting on 4 styrofoam pads, so you have a roughly 1.5 inch gap between the NS6 and the bottom of the case. So you could put things in there. You know, you could put your phone there, your iPad, your iPod, CDs, whatever. It all fits. Okay, goes on pretty easy. It is a little wobbly, but once you put the cover on, it's pretty good. Okay, now here's the cover, and there is a couple of things that bothered me about it. One being, if you were to travel and wanted to put a lock on this thing, I don't think it's possible. There is you have this butterfly wing, and when you close it, it lines up perfectly with these 2 springs. Now I don't know if the intent was to squeeze one of those suitcase locks, you know, behind here, behind the spring, and then in through the butterfly hole here to lock it in place, but it's pretty tight. That spring, there isn't hardly any room behind that. I don't think you'd be able to squeeze a lock through there. I have not tried it myself, and you might be able to squeeze one of those small padlocks in there, but you know, you're risking damaging this spring, and for that matter the whole mechanism. So that being said, shame on Odyssey for not providing an easy way to lock your flight case. You know, this is an ATA flight case, and you would think you would be able to put a padlock with no problem on it. And for that matter, shame on Road Ready too, because the same exact deal here. You know, although on my Road Ready there is a little bit more room behind that spring. Not too much, but I don't know. I don't know what the thinking behind that was. Maybe there's a special cable that I don't know about that you could squeeze behind the spring and then through this hole and then put your lock. I'm not sure if that's possible or even available, but so that was one thing. The other thing is that, as you can see on the cover, there is included a heavy duty recessed handle there, which is nice. So when you have this together with the actual case, you know, you're going to be lugging around 30 to 40 pounds. So it's pretty comfortable. The problem I see is, if you look at the front of the unit, that would be the bottom of the case. So if you had it like that, this part would go to the bottom, you know, on the floor. And where I see the problem is that there was no rubber stops included, you know, to prevent getting your ball corner scratched. So, you know, this was designed to carry like that, and if you're at the airport, you're gonna carry it like that. So if you set it down on the floor right now the way it is, you're setting this case directly on the floor and directly on your ball corners, which I know this gear is made to be, you know, to take a beating, but you know, you want to protect your gear. You want it, you know, there's a lot of detail with the chrome as it is, and you don't want to start scratching up your ball corners and stuff. So, and especially you guys that, you know, if you go with the black label version, you know, it's all powder coated, including the corners, the ball corners. So imagine setting your case down directly on the floor on the ball corners. You're gonna scratch them, so that's kind of a shame. So, you know, you do have to make some kind of provision, like put some tape on the ball corners, or maybe there's a way to put your own stops there. I mean, I know I could do that. I'd probably just buy the stops and screw them in myself, but in my case I don't travel, so it's not a big deal for me. But for you DJs that do, that might be an issue. Also, as you can see here, I have a HP laptop. Yeah, I'm a cheapskate. I don't own a MacBook Pro. And let me set my phone down real quick, or actually let me just grab it. Another problem that I ran into was if I wanted to put this cover on with this particular laptop, which is about 1.25 inches thick, or maybe an inch, somewhere in there, the case won't fit. So maybe if you had a MacBook Pro or an AirBook, you could probably get the case cover on there. But with this HP laptop, I'm not able to do it. So you know, 3/4 inch to this cover, or 1 inch, you could pretty much fit any laptop on here. Although, you know, it's not recommended transporting your laptop on the glide board. On the other hand, I don't see why not. If you had a Velcro belt, 2 of them, you could strap this thing down. It's not gonna go nowhere. That would have been, I mean, I probably would have transported this one like that. But in any case, I guess it's not a big deal. That's what notebook suitcases are for, or bags are for. So there you have it. This case is resting on a heavy duty keyboard stand, which is pretty nice. It keeps the unit in place sturdily, doesn't move around. So very comfortable and very easy to transport. So there you have it. Like I said, I got this one at Amazon for $187. They always have deals online. You probably get it cheaper, because normally these cases run for somewhere, you know, $250 or so if you were to buy it at Guitar Center or Sam Ash, or, you know, place like that. So you go online, you could get it cheaper. So there it is. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. This is my second video, so forgive me if anything got goofed up. Once again, the Numark Flight Zone Glide Style NS6 case. Your classic chrome on black. Thank you very much.